Warning: the following podcast contains irreverent humor, uneducated and exceptionally nerdy opinions, potential cursing, and plenty of love for the prequels. If any of the preceding offends you, please turn off your computer immediately, and may the Force be with you.
Why, you stuck-up, half-witted, scruffy-looking nerf herder!
You can't use that word! Only we can use that word!
We'll use the Force. That's not how the Force works.
You're tuned in to the Nerf Herder Council, your source for Star Wars opinion, conversation, and debate, featuring your hosts, JT. Maybe that's who R2 saves. R2 has, of all the myriad tools that he has in his chest, he's got a dent puller. AJ.
I was so hoping this was going to be a family show, too.
Oh, my God. Steve.
That's when you know you've really hit your peak and you're a good character. When you start decapitating children, yeah. I'm good with it.
On this special May the 4th episode of the Nerf Herder Council, we discuss the official announcement made this morning of Star Wars Celebration Orlando next April 2017 and JT and AJ's Star Wars Celebration memories.
This is the Nerf Herder Council.
May the 4th be with you. Now, you've probably heard that quite a bit on Twitter or at the office today, but what does it mean? Why is everyone saying it? I'm Star Trek Voyager's Tim Russ, and I'm here to explain Star Wars Day. You see, May the 4th celebrates a movie called The Star Wars. In The Star Wars, the 4th is a powerful energy that binds the galaxy together. Now, using the 4th, powerful magicians called space druids are able to do crazy things like pick something up or tell people they're wrong.
These aren't the droids you're looking for.
But why May the 4th? Well, May the 4th is Star Wars' birthday. So when you say May the 4th be with you, you're really saying happy birthday, the Star Wars. But what is a Star War? A Star War is like a regular war, only instead of bullets, it's got lasers. And in the Star Wars, there is only one Star War, but it is a doozy. You see, Darth Vader, the bad guy, hates Luke Skywalker because he is his son. Sounds like a bad dad if you ask me. Anyway, because he's so mad at his son, he builds a giant ball that can blow up Earth. Luke and his friends, Obi, Hans, Robot, Pill, and Chewbacca, accidentally find the ball and realize that's no moon. It's a death ball. And they're right. So they go inside it. And guess who's there? Darth Vader and his boss, the Garbage Octopus. Now, his friends all save the girl character and try to leave, but not before Darth Vader turns Obi into laundry. Luke is sad and realizes there's only one thing to do. Get in his X thing and kill everyone on the death ball. Pill gets his head blown off, so Luke uses the 4th to put a laser in the death ball's hole. Boom! So long, death ball. They won! Outstanding! A wizard even gives the humans a medal. But not Pill. Sorry, Pill. And that's the end of the Star Wars. No, just kidding. They made a bunch more of them, featuring everyone's favorite characters, Fatty the Slug, Ed Harris, Axe Hog, and Laura. Also, did you know that Jar Jar Binks was from the Star Wars? I always thought he was just a great comedian. Well, that's all the time we have. Hopefully now you have a comprehensive understanding of the Star Wars. Join me next week when I'll be explaining the Steven Spielberg classic, Dinosaur Island. May the 4th be with you.
So May the 4th be with you, everybody. This is definitely going to be an interesting episode of the Nerf Herder Council. Recorded and released on our official holiday, May the 4th, despite what Tim Russ of Star Trek may have told you in the intro. That was good. I'd never seen that one, AJ. Good call.
I like Pill.
we have to put that link on our page so everyone can see what they're talking about. Ed Harris with Lobot.
and Laura.
Yeah. Axe Pig.
Don't forget Darth Vader's boss, the Garbage Octopus.
That's the one, the Garbage Octopus. Oh, man. So anyways, everybody, as I said, Not that you won't know this, because if we pull it off correctly, this will be up online a few hours from now. So it's officially May the 4th, and we're recording it on May the 4th, trying to do a very quick episode to get out today. Actually, I have a couple different things to talk about. There was a major announcement in the Star Wars universe this afternoon, one that has me in a complete and total panic. Is
it because Pill didn't get an award?
I don't give a damn about Pill. I give a damn about getting my hotel confirmation for the newly announced Celebration Orlando occurring April 13th through the 16th, 2017 at the Orange County Convention Center.
That made my entire afternoon. I got nothing done at work whatsoever. As soon as you texted me that, I was all over. I was already sending out plans for costumes and thinking about, well, how are we going to get our show over there and everything else. Like, there's so much planning to be done, and it sounds crazy to say that 50 weeks is not a long period of time, but as you, JT, know, as soon as Celebration is announced, it's just a blur until it gets here, because it's like, well, it is like Christmas, except it happens even less frequently, so the anticipation is so huge.
Yep. And the planning is a pain in the ass because, like I say, the hotels near the convention center, especially the Rosen Center, which is attached to the convention center in Orlando, they sell out so fast. And I did not see that they put the link up to the hotels live when they announced Celebration, because usually what they do is they announce Celebration and say tickets on sale on this date. And when the tickets go on sale, then the hotels go up. So what I've always done is gone on immediately when the tickets are on sale. I go get the hotel first, and then I get the tickets. Well, I didn't know that the hotel link was up. So I found out from a friend a couple hours later, and I was like, oh, crap. So the Rosen sold out.
Yeah, they probably did their deals ASAP because people were probably already calling ahead, trying to get it set. A lot of people probably didn't give two rats' asses about the deals. They just wanted the hotel. So.
Yeah, I didn't know I could click on that link. That's the problem. When I saw the announcement, it's always worked previously. It's just a picture of the announcement. So they say, hey, here's when Celebration's happening. Go on this date.
Yeah, I clicked on the Twitter link. All it did was take me to the Celebration website advertising this year's. And I'm like, okay, so this does me nothing. And I clicked off it, didn't even think twice about it.
That's one of the problems, is that the mobile site is only promoting Celebration Europe.
Yeah,
you have to go on a desktop.
Tickets. Yeah, I clicked on tickets. Like, hey, what is if I could go by some miracle, what would this set me back? And it's like, hey, here you go, buy tickets for this year. It's like, no, I don't want that.
Yeah.
I clicked on the link for Orlando, and you're trying to sell me tickets to Europe.
Yeah,
like, stupid.
The mobile site does not take you to Celebration Orlando. You have to go on a desktop.
That was doubly stupid anyway, because usually there's such a delay between celebrations. Like, I was getting a little antsy and trying to brainstorm any harebrained scheme I could think of to maybe go to this year's Celebration just to see if it was possible.
In Germany?
And now, well, why would I bother? I could just wait until next April, and it's right in our relative backyard by being here in the States.
Wait a minute. Is it in Germany or London this time? I forget.
London.
That's right. Germany was the previous one.
Yeah, it was in Essen last time.
Yeah. But anyway, so I was texting with a friend, and they got a hotel at the Hilton Orlando, which is right across the street from the convention center. So it's not, you walk across the street, you're there basically. But the Rosen is so convenient because it's attached. And AJ and I stayed there last time, and it was amazing. And I go on the website, and I was able to get either 4 or 5. I think the only night that was sold out at the time was Sunday night. And it said, 2 rooms booked, and it took my email address, but I haven't gotten an email confirmation. So now I'm in a complete and total panic because if I didn't get that hotel, I'm going to throw a fit. It's going to drive me crazy because I don't want to stay far away, because we did that the first time it was in Orlando, and it was a pain in the ass.
Yeah, and I'm just having to brainstorm now that maybe we should go reserve a second hotel until we get that other confirmation, because every minute we're waiting for that confirmation is more rooms being booked up elsewhere.
I'm already going to do that.
Here's the weird thing, though. Why is Sunday, the night after the convention closes, the only one that was unavailable?
That was weird. And you know what? You know what also sucked? I got teased, man, because I reloaded the page, and all of a sudden the Rosen Center had rooms. So I was furiously typing to get in there because they had Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, maybe it was either 3 or 4 days at the Rosen. And when I clicked submit, it came up with a box that said, "Oh, we're sorry, somebody got to these rooms before you submitted your request." I was like, "Damn it!" So I called the hotel. I called On Peak.
Boy, you were really on your game this afternoon. Nice job.
Wait a minute. Then I called the hotel again. Then I called On Peak again. I called both the hotel and On Peak 3 different times, trying to get 3 different people to see if I get a different answer.
Did you call the hotel to see if they had your reservation?
I did. I called On Peak and they were closed. It was 7 after 7. But as soon as we're done recording this, I'm going to call the hotel, because usually what happened last time.
Yeah, do it now on the air. Put them on speaker.
Yeah.
Well,
Our first live interview.
Wow. Well, usually what happens is the reservations are through On Peak, and they don't send the reservation to the hotel until a couple months beforehand. That's what I was told when I confirmed my reservation for Anaheim, because I had a reservation, but I'm always such a stickler for detail where these things are concerned, and I'm so nervous that something's going to go wrong and I'm not going to get the full celebration experience that I just obsess over these hotel reservations. So when I called last time, they told me that On Peak doesn't send them the confirmation until a few a few months before the event. So they have rooms blocked off for it, but they don't get it from On Peak until then.
So let's talk about Celebration a little bit, because hotel reservations are interesting to us because it's our hotel room, but I think our listeners are going to be bored to tears if we go on any farther.
Yeah. Well, yeah, we should probably start by explaining exactly what Celebration is.
Well, I hope they know that, but if not, let's tell them about it. This is great.
Well, we already had to explain to them what the Star War was.
Right? Well, Star Wars Celebration, it's actually in the Bible, and it's known as heaven. So when you hear people saying, "Oh, they died and went to heaven," what they did is they went to a waiting area somewhere in either Anaheim, California, or Orlando, Florida,
where J.J. Abrams buys them pizza.
Yes, or donuts. And they wait for the next celebration. So what they're actually doing is going to Celebration. So what we're saying is Star Wars Celebration is heaven on earth. Technically what it is the only officially Lucasfilm licensed Star Wars fan convention in the world. And it occurs
every 2 to 3 years,
yeah.
approximately.
Mm-hmm.
It's getting weird lately. It used to be every 3 years when it started, and then in 2010, which was our first celebration, that was Celebration 5.
Fist bump.
All right, Celebration 5, 2010 was Orlando. Then they broke the cadence and actually had Celebration 6 in Orlando, which again was weird, repeating locations. But it was only 2 years later in 2012.
Yep.
Then between then and now, coming up with Celebration Europe, they had Celebration Europe in Essen, Germany. And then that followed with Celebration Anaheim in 2015. So they went 3 years between U.S. celebrations last time, but now we're only going 2 years. So they just seem to be kind of arbitrarily doing stuff. Now, this does actually validate one of the rumors that you heard last time, John, which was that the Orlando Convention Center, the Orange County Convention Center, had signed a 3 event deal with ReedPop, the company that puts on Celebration. So I thought that was kind of debunked as soon as we went to Anaheim last time for Celebration, but apparently, what you heard was true. So I'm personally stoked because I've got a lot of friends in Florida, having lived there for a while, so I get to see them. It's drivable from Ohio here, so we don't have to waste our money on airfare for everybody when we could just pile into a car. And as you know, having that car is actually kind of a godsend because you can actually go out for supplies if need be.
Like a handle of Bacardi?
Yeah, or a night.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's so much stuff that having a car is handy for. So from a cost standpoint, basically that just means we can dump even more money into the pockets of Lucasfilm and ReedPop as we buy everything in sight that we can possibly think of at Celebration. So I'm kind of stoked for that because the budget got a lot easier as soon as we didn't have to factor in airfare for every individual going.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're still not set on that, but I do have a potential SUV for us to use because my buddy Spikes is thinking about going, and he has a 2011 Ford Edge, and he lives in Cincinnati. So if we drive to Cincinnati and pick him up, we then jump into his Ford Edge, which has a lot more storage space.
Perfect, a Spikes utility vehicle.
Exactly. So, yeah, the first one, like you said, was in Orlando. Second one was in Orlando, and we actually, you and I both heard about this next one being in Orlando because we talked to the people that set up the bounty hunt. And more backstory, the bounty hunt is something that they do at every celebration a couple times a day, and it's this enormous, like a scavenger hunt based around really difficult Star Wars trivia, and it's a total blast. And we ended up talking to some of the guys that set it up, and they were the ones that told us that the next one would be in Orlando, and that it would be probably a few months before Episode 8. Because they need time to set this thing up because of the logistics of the convention center. It happens all over the convention center. So the bounty hunt is huge. So these guys know about stuff well in advance, and they were the ones that told us that it's probably going to be in Orlando. So we were saying, and it turns out that I was completely 100% dead on, because if you remember my guess at Celebration or Anaheim, I said I was guessing that it was going to be April of 2017. And it's April of 2017, baby. I was dead on.
I owe you a beer, I guess. I don't remember you making that prediction.
Oh, yeah.
I might have been drunk.
Because I did the math. Because at that point, Episode 8 was still announced for a May release of 2017. So I said, well, they have to have the next Celebration before Episode 8 comes out. Because part of the Celebration experience, what they do is they hype up the upcoming movie.
Well, remember when we first got the Force Awakens announcement, we were doing the calendar game with Celebration, thinking that was going to come out in May, which would have put Celebration Anaheim right before its release too.
Yeah.
So
which technically it was, because that was April of 2014. Or was it 2015?
2015.
15.
Oh, that's right. That was last year.
Yeah, but as of 2012, when they made the announcement that they were putting new movies into production and the first one was coming in 2015, we were like, yeah, all right, May 2015. We're going to be like weeks before the... Yeah, no, we weren't.
We were... Well, yeah, at the time, but we were right. We guessed April at that point, so technically we were right. They just keep moving the damn dates on us.
Yeah.
So there's that. But, yeah, Celebration was actually arranged by fans. The first one was in 99, and it was in a parking lot in Denver, Colorado. And it was such a big deal. It was basically promoting Episode 1. And then Celebration 2.
Really? That's what it was for? Was for Episode 1?
Yeah, it was... man, I really wish we had our buddy Mark Thrasher that we met at Celebration 5.
Oh, yeah.
Because he's been to every single one except for the last one. But
we need to get him on the Move Milker sometime for sure.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, it started out basically because Episode 1 was coming out. So they did it kind of like that. And then it was such a hit, they did it again in 2002 for Attack of the Clones. And then the third one was 2005 for Revenge of the Sith.
That was in Indianapolis, right?
Yes. I always forget where the second one was at, but I know the third one was Indianapolis. The fourth one was...
I thought the second one was L.A.
No, the fourth one was L.A. That was 2008.
Okay, that was the one that everyone complained about, as far as I remember.
Yeah.
Our buddy Don was talking about that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we went through L.A. last time to get to Anaheim, and that was kind of a pain in the ass because everything was so expensive.
At least they learned to move it to Anaheim instead of have it in L.A.
Well, they have it based around the park, I mean, that's probably the only reason that they had it in Anaheim last time was because after the sale, being Lucasfilm being a Disney thing, now they're only going to have them in Anaheim and Orlando because they're centered around the theme parks.
So I guess we should. So Steve, does that mean that we should now watch out for Celebration Paris, Celebration Singapore, Celebration? I'm blanking
Shanghai.
out. Shanghai, yeah.
I'll bet you they do.
Certainly. Especially, I mean, they're probably going to do a Europe or an Asian thing for 2018, so I wouldn't put it past them one bit to do Paris or especially Shanghai, since that's going to be the the crowning jewel of Disney parks when they open next month.
I mean, they've had 2 in Europe, or they will have had, because the first one was in Germany 2 years ago, and now they're doing London this
Force
July.
Awakens made a killing in Asia when they got released in January, I believe. They were like a month behind us.
Yeah,
on
That's
that
right.
movie,
China was off by a few weeks.
So
It wasn't as big as they thought it would be, but it was still huge.
Yeah, it actually, of all things, it got beat in the box office opening week by one of the weird animes that my wife and daughter are addicted to.
Really?
Yeah, the Yokai Watch movie. It actually beat Star Wars
What is that?
opening weekend. Who knows? People are crazy, man. Who knows?
Let me use your laptop while we're talking, because I just saw that there's more rooms available at the Hilton, and since I'm in a panic, I'm going to do a double reservation.
Yeah, you just go for it. Do it on your lap. Who cares? Move the bucket there. Put it on the table. Do what you got to do.
I'm going to make live
verify
reservations, baby.
Verify that thing, man.
All right. Yeah, see,
the celebration comes from the same thing we're celebrating today. May the 4th was nothing more than a bunch of idiots like us getting together and saying, hey, May the 4th is going to be like a Star Wars holiday, and it finally took hold. God, what, 4 years ago, 5 years ago?
Yeah.
Is when it's like 2011 or 2012 is when they finally recognized it. So yeah, celebration, May the 4th. It's all stuff that we made. Who knew?
Yeah, that's the great thing about being a Star Wars fan, though, is it's all grassroots kind of stuff. Like, they put out the movies, but the franchise survived because the fans kind of made it their own.
Right.
You know, and so it's interesting that Celebration started as a promo for Episode 1, because we were just talking last week about how we weren't sure if there was more hype for Episode 7 or for Episode 1. And obviously, you know, we don't have that frame of mind.
Right. So maybe that's what it was. Maybe there was not enough hype behind it that the fans decided to take it upon themselves to build some hype for Episode 1, and turned into your brother feverishly trying to book 47 hotel rooms.
So I think I screwed up the first one. I think I only got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and in this one I have Saturday. So I think I might have done a good thing here.
We're just going to book thousands of dollars worth of hotel rooms and then sell the reservations on eBay.
I feel like we're going to be
imagine?
Yeah, I feel like we're going to be the vagabonds of the convention. We're going to be like, okay, we got a Holiday Inn for the first night, then we're over at the Best Western. After that, it's the
and then we're in the
Days Inn.
car on Wednesday.
Crap! It says I already have a reservation under my name, so we need to do it under your name.
Okay,
go for it.
Screw you, On Peak. I'll get around your little systems, you bastards. Putting it on sale so I couldn't get the Rosen. I'm going to give you the digital finger.
loophole.
Well, if everything goes like you said, John, and these tickets won't disappear till a couple of weeks before, there might be a possibility that Gwen and I can pull this thing out of our asses next year during tax time and sleep on the floor of a hotel room or something.
Dude, you know that's happening if you can.
Dude, you know transportation and lodging is already handled. As long as you get your tickets in, we can get the rest.
Then we got to get lots of things that we can stick on other things while we're at Celebration with our logo on it.
Oh, okay. I was afraid I was going to have to
I
start.
was like, where is this going?
I was afraid I was going to start marking for edits and then ask you for clarification, but I'm good now. Yeah,
we're just going to sticker bomb the entire thing. People's thousands of dollars. Somebody created Ray's speeder and spent $60,000 on it. We slap a 6-cent sticker of our stupid logo on the side of it.
Better yet, make them kick me signs. Let's take video of us with a bunch of stickers just walking up behind random people and pretending to trip. Go, oh, sorry, buddy, and sticking a NerfHerderCouncil.com sticker on someone's back or backpack. And then everyone's walking around going, why are there all these NerfHerderCouncil.com stickers on people? It'd be the best promo ever.
Any publicity is good publicity.
You know what I just realized this is kind of a bummer. If we're actually trying to do something with this show at all, JT, we might have to rein it in a little bit this time at Celebration because
Flesh bomb.
I'm told we got into some great conversations every single night, and well, that's about all I remember.
Well, buy a microphone and plug it into the headphone jack on your phone.
Yeah, most of my own memories from Celebration are hearsay. So
you should do that. Honestly, you should do that anyways. Thinking about that now, put that just interview whoever.
Well, here's the thing. On Spreaker, you can actually record live and it goes right to your page. We did that when my best friend Chris Aiken and I went with my wife and his buddy Scotty to Wisconsin in 2013 to see Van Halen, and we were recording live like 5, 6, 7 minute episodes of his podcast while we were driving. They're going right to his page. So we could do that with ours. Like if we run into Ray Park again, be like, hey, Ray, I got a podcast. Can I interview you for like 10 minutes here, like while we're drinking? It would be like a total drunken Ray Park interview.
And when he says no, keep talking to him anyways while your phone's recording.
Yeah, right. That'd be the best. Just hit record on your phone and don't tell them. All of a sudden they're like spewing dirt about somebody. You know, like he'll be Ray Park like, Ewan McGregor's the biggest a-hole I've ever met in my life. I hate that guy. He's such a piece of garbage. Can I interview you? Oh, no, I prefer not, dude. Sucker.
Is that's part of our intro now?
Right. There's my cut for the intro.
No, I meant Ray Park talking crap about McGregor.
Oh yeah, Coffee with Kenobi has James Arnold Taylor doing Obi-Wan Kenobi, and we're gonna have a covert recording of Darth Maul crapping all over Obi-Wan Kenobi.
Yeah, I think you need a flesh bomb during one of the biggest panels. Just run up on stage, painted, butt naked, painted with the Nerf Herder Council logo on your chest. Just run across the stage. Yeah, you're gonna get arrested. How many Star Wars websites are you gonna end up on by the end of the day, though? Those hits are gonna roll in on our website, man.
Did you want any credibility to the show or what?
Why? We're not building any now.
That's true.
We don't build much of anything around here. We don't build listenership. We don't build credibility.
I have a live announcement to make.
Oh boy,
Adam Drake, you officially have reserved a room at the Hilton. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday night. We can cancel mine. We stay with George and Alex on Sunday night. We're good to go.
All right, I got a hotel room. Steve, you want to go? I got an extra bed.
Eh?
Well, you might. See. Well, Spikes might come.
Oh wait, John wants to go. Sorry, I
forget if I put double occupancy on yours.
Double
it's single occupancy.
While there's 17 people sleeping on the floor in there.
Sorry for the awkward pause. I was about to put a fat joke in there, but I think we can actually lay that to rest for at least one episode.
What, are you going to tell me you needed to order double doors for the room?
Well, he was saying double occupancy, and I just assumed that meant him alone.
Oh, well, it's only available with one bed, so it looks like I'm bringing an air mattress.
Like we said on the last
just
episode.
Sleep face down on the floor like you did last time.
I can do that.
We are building things on this show. It just happens to be John's waistline.
Hey, I worked out today and joined a gym.
Actually, yeah, that's true. That's true. I am actually very proud of you for that. Legit.
Yeah, I have an idea.
I noticed that. I saw the Planet Fitness black card chilling on the table there.
You see that? It's all brand new
nice.
And stuff.
Very nice.
Of course, it is free Tootsie Rolls, and they do have like bagel mornings and free pizza Tuesdays. So
I didn't know about those. I'm not going to do those, but I did notice the Tootsie Rolls. And I was like, I was leaving. I was like,
the gym with at least one Tootsie Roll every single time. It's like two
some.
or three, but it's always one. I believe I earned one purple Tootsie Roll on my way out the door.
Yeah.
See, they only had the chocolate ones. If they would have had the flavored ones, it would have been over.
Yeah, that's why you got to go to the Parma one. They got the grape flavored.
Choose your gym based on the candy available.
Exactly.
I love flavored Tootsie Rolls. All right. So, anyways, back on topic as to celebration. So, basically, it literally is a fan convention, but it takes up an entire, or at least a good portion of a monstrous convention center, and it's the hours are from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on Sunday.
You would think that you'd run out of stuff to see and do there with having 9 solid hours over 3 days and another 7 hours on the 4th day.
Yeah, and you don't.
Exactly.
I know this too because I watched a live feed from Anaheim for 4 days straight.
It's
up on YouTube, so.
Were you like incredibly, when you started watching it, did you get seriously bummed out you weren't actually there?
Yes.
It's
you
like,
should.
Yeah.
Very much.
It's like no experience you could ever have. Anybody listening to this, all 7 of you, we highly recommend getting tickets and going. We met some guys last year. It was their first celebration, and their mind was blown. I said, you will never, ever miss another one. And sure enough, that's who we're staying with on Sunday night because we couldn't get a Sunday room.
That's really the lure of celebration for me. Like, I love Star Wars, obviously, and I'm there for all of that. But what you find, though, is we've got so many cool friends that we've made just at that convention alone.
Yeah, it's the socialization of it that is really the highlight for me.
Right. You were mentioning Mark Thrasher, for example. The reason we even know the Thrashers, shout out, by the way, Browns rule, Ravens drool.
F you, Baltimore.
We know them because we met them at Celebration in 2010. There was like a social mixer on the Friday night where it was kind of like a high school dance sort of thing. Like the convention shut down and then they left one of the main ballrooms open to just hang out, and there was music, and they had the dance floor open for lightsaber duels and all that stuff.
A bunch of awkward nerds looking at girls across the room but afraid to talk to them.
Pretty close, yeah. Yeah. At the time, I was actually living in Florida. I was in Tampa, so JT flew down for it, and I met him and picked him up at the airport in Orlando, and then we drove over to the convention center. So I had actually brought a handle of Bacardi with me, and we were sneaking out into the parking lot.
Yep. We finished that handle that night, too.
Oh, we did. It was great. We were just huddling in the car, passing it around, and we just kept on recruiting followers every time because, every round we went out there, we got a little bit bolder every time we went back in. So by the end of it, we got these Mark and Chris guys, whoever these people were, back in the car, and we were passing around the bottle. Ended up hanging out with them for the rest of the convention. And Chris had his girlfriend, Andrea.
Yep,
with
girlfriend
him.
at the time.
Yeah, girlfriend Andrea with him at the time. Flash forward, we keep in touch with them after that celebration. 2012, we're back in Orlando for Celebration again. And this time we're at a VIP party that happens just outside the convention center area. And they were partying with JT. You were actually in there. I was outside with my friend Mandy at the time watching Kenny Baker pass out on wine.
That was great. I got pictures of that somewhere.
But you were up in the VIP area, and was that I'm blanking on the
Daniel
name.
Logan and Jake Lloyd.
Go. Yeah. So it was young Boba and young Annie up in the VIP area hanging with Chris and Andrea, who at that point walked in as Chris's girlfriend and walked out as Chris's fiance.
Yeah, they got engaged right in front of Anakin Skywalker and Boba Fett. It was the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, and then we attended their wedding in January of 2014 in Baltimore.
We did.
And they actually had to miss Celebration Anaheim because they just had a baby girl. So, we've watched their relationship grow and evolve over the years, and it all started from a mutual love of Star Wars. We were also at Mark's 40th birthday party in Baltimore.
Yeah, it was that summer, wasn't it?
Yeah.
2014.
Yeah, so we've made some really great friends through it, and just last year we met George and Alex from Chicago, and got to be buddies with them, and we'll be seeing them again next year, so it's going to be great.
Yes, we will. And I have a live update. Speaking of George and Alex, it would have been nice to see them Sunday night, but we don't need to.
You just got a room, didn't you?
Because I am obsessively clicking on the reservations page. I now have a third reservation, and it's Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday,
and a totally
Sunday.
different room on Sunday.
Yes. No, it's the same room, man. Double occupancy, 2 beds.
Who the hell reserved this one? I already had a reservation, and you did too.
Well, Jonathan had a reservation. Adam had a reservation, but John didn't have a reservation.
He's going to start booking under the dog's name here in a minute.
Well, we cancel yours. We cancel the Jonathan one, and then the hunt is on for rooms at the Rosen.
All right.
That's how I do it, see? This is actually, I was really nervous about doing this live, but now it's actually kind of fun because we have real-time updates of me being obsessive-compulsive with Celebration Hotel reservations.
You're like a fat Palpatine just pulling the strings from behind.
Right?
Yes. That's what went through your head as you're as you're clicking on the.
If we could get a third reservation, it would be a great asset.
Hey, I want to be hooked up, man. And now I know that we're hooked up. It is taking you forever to pull up that soundboard.
No,
Steve,
it's already been up.
Ah, okay.
I'm just finding something else. Like you're looking, you're on the website looking for these rooms, and
I have foreseen it.
Hey, man. Now I have to cancel the other 2. Yeah, I have 2 reservations to cancel.
No.
You know people are doing this, though. I mean, come on.
You said you got to cancel it, right?
Yeah.
So be it. Now, fulfill your destiny.
And get a room at the Rosen Center.
Good.
You know what's funny is I'm sitting here holding the computer, and for some reason I can't put it down. I'm like, I need to make sure that the reservation is here.
The reservation will go away if I let go of the computer.
Look, it says you're all set. And I have an on-peak ID number. I should probably write that down.
Are you nervously sweating?
Finished, my friend.
No, that's just because I moved my chair a little bit and did some physical activity.
Oh, I thought I smelled bacon.
Is there a pen around here, Steve?
See?
All right. So anyways.
Multilingual here on this show.
Right. But yeah, so we met some really great friends at Celebration. And I mean, really, that's the fun of the whole thing because, you know, AJ and I get there on Tuesday. The convention starts on Thursday. And there's a lot of people, well, I wouldn't say a lot, but a reasonable amount of people that get there on Tuesday as well because they like to get in there, get settled, and then relax on Wednesday, and then all hell breaks loose on Thursday. And some of the very best times we've had is just sitting at the hotel bar, you know, with members of the 501st and just other Star Wars fans. And you just sit there and you just have drinks and you talk, and it's not, you talk about Star Wars a little, but mostly you just get into conversations because you have this huge love of Star Wars in common. And you just talk to people and you find out all these cool stories and you meet people that made fan films and you meet people that bring Star Wars into the workplace and, you know, they're managers and they have Star Wars Day and all this stuff. It's really, really fascinating. And you really, truly live in a world of Star Wars for about 7 days. But the best part of it is the socialization, like meeting all these crazy people. Like, I mean, we told the story of me just meeting Ray Park. The one I didn't tell was Saturday night at the last celebration. We were completely wasted, go figure. And
501st party?
Before the 501st party, actually, I was talking. I got talking music with this guy, and it was funny because you could tell I was drunk. Because you remember Me, Myself, and Irene, that dude Whitey. He looked like a long-haired version of Whitey, and I was drunk, so I was like, "Man, do you care if I call you Whitey because you look like that guy Whitey?" No, man. So we started talking about music, and then someone told us there was an acoustic guy playing in the hotel, like, you know, a couple 100 yards away around the corner, another room, something. So we went, and there was a big crowd. So we tried to find like a back doorway to get in. And we go down this little alley, and there's a couple real private tables. And at one of the private tables was Jeremy Bulloch. So I stopped and got my picture taken with Boba Fett on the way to go see this acoustic guy.
I swear I've never heard that story before.
Oh, I got the picture right on my phone, man.
Oh, man, you lucky bastard.
Dude, stuff like that happens all the time. I mean, like I said, we were in the hotel bar at the 501st party, and our buddies Andrea and Chris got engaged, but we were sitting there watching Kenny Baker just wasted on wine. He passes out in his little wheelchair. Right, well, it's actually a pretty big wheelchair, but he's drinking wine, and he passes out with a full glass. I mean, like full glass in his hand, and he's just out. He wakes up like a half hour later and chugs the whole glass of wine after he's already blitzed.
What was great is that nobody even thought that was out of character at all. Like, the dude passes out cold with a full glass of wine, and everyone just keeps talking.
Yeah, it was like a regular occurrence or something.
Yeah, like he's visibly out cold. Like
if
he is
didn't
just down.
Spill that the entire time, then yes, it is a regular occurrence. If you could pass out and keep a full glass in your hand without spilling a drop, that's regular.
Yeah.
Wait, I got to call BS on that one, Steve. You've never passed out with a beer in your hand, and it's only when you wake up 4 hours later that it spills?
I have to admit I've done that. So
yeah. No, I just assume if you're sitting there with a glass and you pass out that thing's going to hit the ground while you're passed out. Right?
It was on the table. It was on the table, so that was safe.
So that makes sense then. I thought he was holding it the entire time he was passed out.
No, wasn't he holding it, or did he have a little tray in front of him?
I thought it was just on the table.
Do you have a little R2-D2 drink cart in front of him?
That would be perfect.
Was it the wheelchair carrying him around already, an R2-D2 drink cart? Oh, God.
And no, by the way, to answer your question, I only pass out with tacos in my pocket.
Pocket tacos. So yeah, but I mean, Celebration, like the most ridiculous stuff happens. I mean, and granted, some of the stuff that happens with me is alcohol fueled, but
yeah.
I mean, you really have like the weirdest stuff just happen to you. I mean, the best story is our very first story from 2010, because we were walking around on Thursday and we'd been at the convention maybe a couple hours because it starts at 10. This is like lunchtime. So we're in the commissary area and we ate lunch, and I had gotten up to throw out my trash, and I bump into this guy, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I look up, and it was Ben Burt, and I went, holy crap. And he says, hey, do you guys happen to have a seat at your table? And we did. I mean, it was packed. He couldn't find a seat. And I was like, oh, yeah, we have a seat for Ben Burt.
Right.
Of course we do.
Yeah.
Right here, buddy.
Right. But no, so we brought him back. We literally ate lunch with Ben Burt.
You made the Star Wars lightsaber sound.
That Don was asking him tech questions, and I was trying to keep my mouth shut because I have a complete inability to not go fanboy.
Yeah, exactly.
What was like about this? What was like about that? You did Star Wars, this, and then documentary. You said this, but then did this baseball bat for the Indiana Jones.
He starts talking like a guy, like he's selling something at an auction.
Oh, it is. Ask AJ's seen it. I can't help myself,
dude. That poor guy was getting hammered from 3 directions because Don's sitting there like talking studio jargon with him. I'm sitting there going like, so from artistic standpoint, why did you think the Stormtroopers blasters would make that kind of a sound? And then there's John just going, oh my God, the music, the sound. You did Star Wars.
Now wait a minute.
Shiny.
Wait a minute. That was going on in my head. I asked like 2 questions and realized I was going fanboy, and I shut up because I would never have shut up otherwise. So,
with all this said, if I can't make it for whatever reason, I will be so disappointed in both of you if you don't have something to record almost every minute of this thing for the show while you're down there next year.
We're gonna do.
It sounds like you have hours upon hours upon hours of blown opportunity in the
Can
past.
we just do a
couple of
GoPro
years.
live stream?
Oh, dude.
Yeah, strap the thing to your head and just walk around with it the entire week.
I'm telling you, we can do it on the phone off a Spreaker. We're definitely doing that for sure.
We need a selfie stick too. And that's actually not a joke. Do you remember how they were being used in Anaheim? It's so packed in the convention center, you can't see ahead of you to try to find out where you want to go next. So people were using them like a periscope. Seriously, they would hold the selfie stick up with the camera activated, and they'd look at the viewfinder to see what's ahead.
I don't need that. I already know where everything is by about 2 hours into the convention. You know me, I go all the way around every single thing, and then I memorize it. So.
I don't know, dude. I'm kind of scared about this one because they said they doubled the attendance record of the previous celebration at this past one. I think that's part of why it's back in Orlando again because, frankly, they're running out of places that can have the capacity necessary for this level of crowd.
I wonder if they're going to have to open up other parts of the convention center because it was...
Oh, they've got so much room in that place.
Yeah, there was a bunch more room to use. I mean, it depends though, because remember we had heard attendance figures, for the last one at Orlando of something like 40,000 people. But then in LA, in Anaheim, they said they sold like 150,000 tickets, and it was also the first time we'd heard that weekend passes sold out.
It was the first time that every day sold out.
Yeah, every day.
And the announcement at Anaheim, a couple of weeks early about the Force Awakens trailer and stuff. So I mean, that could have been a big.
They actually didn't announce that.
I thought we knew ahead of time.
They announced the panel. They announced that Kathleen Kennedy and Kathleen Kennedy and J.J. Abrams were
the keynotes. Yeah,
the keynote speakers at the.
So
opening.
when did we find out? Because I remember
that was the end of the panel because
but they had to have told us about it because why would I have been at work just watching that panel had I not known if they were playing that trailer?
They pulled a Steve Jobs on you. And one more thing.
Yeah. Because they said there would be surprises during it, so everyone was tuned in, and also
it was an assumption, I guess, leading up.
But also, it's Star Wars Celebration, and as soon as they announced they were simulcasting it, everybody went on there that couldn't go. So I mean, it was just a thing you wanted to see.
I was standing at work. Like normally, I would have been pissed that I wasn't at Celebration, but I wouldn't have just randomly pulled the feed up on my phone at work unless I had to have been expecting that trailer to play or something. I don't know.
No,
I don't remember.
What they did is we were in our hotel room, and by the way,
yeah, we actually simulcast it too.
Yeah,
we were there, but we were still watching online.
If they have another thing like that, AJ, where we have to get in line the night before, we're doing it, or at least I am.
Yeah, I want Star Wars pizza.
Yeah, I want to be in that line, man. You think? Yeah. Do you think Rian Johnson will try and one up J.J. Abrams?
Maybe he'll give us pocket tacos.
Only if you're lucky.
That he picked off of booby trees. We were in our room, and they basically had just said that J.J. Abrams and Kathleen Kennedy were going to be doing the opening panel, because they always have like an opening panel of Celebration and a closing panel.
Yeah, it's like a opening ceremony is what they call it.
And they ended up bringing out the actors. They brought out Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, and Oscar Isaac.
Mm-hmm.
and then they brought out Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher and R2 and 3PO and BB-8.
Yeah,
And then-
remember Harrison Ford wasn't there because he had just injured his ankle.
Yeah. Well, also, I don't think he does those things anyways, but...
He's done stuff. He did Comic-Con.
Oh, but he's never done I don't think he'll do a celebration because he's been on record as saying he's not really that fond of the Han Solo character. So...
Well, like I said, he did San Diego Comic-Con, though, so I'm thinking it was more just because he was still recuperating at that point.
Well, let me go back to that because I'll end with... But yeah, so they had all the people out, and then they said, "Oh, one more thing. Here's the trailer. You know, was it the final trailer or it was the first full trailer?
One.
The first full trailer to the movie, and we watched it. And you can ask AJ. We were in the room like, oh my god, and we were watching this thing, and I mean, like, I'm getting goosebumps right now thinking about it because we were so stoked. And then all of a sudden, the screen, the screen goes black, and here, Chewie, we're home. And ask AJ. I jumped off the bed and started screaming. I was like, yeah. Like I was freaking out.
Oh,
man.
yeah, you lost your mind.
Yep.
Actually, that wasn't the first time you lost your mind, though, because remember the stream was having problems because it was just overloaded. Between the overloaded bandwidth of the hotel and then the actual stream itself, the server's getting hit so hard.
Yep.
Dude, every time that thing would pause, our hearts just dropped.
Yep. But yeah, I and actually want to see something really cool. If you look up the fan reaction video on YouTube, someone filmed inside the convention center in the hall where they were doing it live. The reaction to that, like you could hear a pin drop when the screen goes black, and when it says Chewie, and when Han comes on the screen, it was like an explosion.
Yeah,
it was unbelievable.
I didn't get to see that, but I saw all the stuff at like Disney when they did the final trailer.
I haven't seen that.
2 weeks before the movie came out or something, they did that final big release trailer.
Right,
and like you said, the people just. Thousands and thousands of people standing at downtown Disney and stuff, and just like you said, everybody just shut up. You know, that thing came up on the screen until that thing finished, and everybody started blowing up, and they had a DJ there or something too. It turned into a huge party afterwards. It was kind of crazy.
Yep. So now, yeah, back to Harrison Ford doing that stuff. Can you imagine how much money he would make if he did that? Because they get an appearance fee, and then they charge for the autographs on top of that. And the first year Mark Hamill was there, he got his appearance fee and an autograph from him was $150, and the line was 10 hours long. People that got in line for his autograph, I think it was on either Friday or Saturday, missed the entire convention that day because they literally sat in line all day. And if Harrison Ford did that, it'd be a 2-day line.
Yeah.
I mean, it maybe even longer than that.
I heard that there was actually a cottage industry kind of springing up of people being paid to wait in line for other people.
I don't doubt that. Don't doubt that at all.
Yeah. I've heard that too. It's actually not a bad idea. Mm-hmm. Like, yeah, I'll charge you like $200 for me to sit my ass in line and just get you an autograph. Like,
yeah.
That'd be a good way to make money.
Yeah, if you've got enough money to afford a $150 autograph, you probably got the other $200, and your time is more precious than your money.
Yep. I never wanted to wait in line that long. Like I waited in line. I got Peter Mayhew's autograph and I got Jake Lloyd's autograph. I got him for Dominic because it was at the first one in 2010, and he was 10 years old. So,
Dominic was 10 years old.
Sorry, yeah, Dominic. Oh no, he was actually 9 years old.
Yeah.
So it was
Jake Lloyd was a good bit older by that point.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean Dominic was only 9.
I hope so. He was drinking.
Yeah.
How much did that autograph cost? A 6-pack?
The Peter the Peter Mayhew one was like $20 or $40, and then Jake Lloyd's was like 10.
It was either $20 or a bottle of Schlitz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, so when I told my future stepson that I met Chewbacca and got his autograph for him on a Darth Vader mask, he was completely thrilled. He's like, "Oh my god!" He thought it was the coolest thing ever. It's still hanging up in his room.
Yeah, I need to do one of those things. Like Disney. Madison loses her mind when the Disney commercials come on now that they're doing the meet and greets down at Disney World where you can meet Kylo Ren or the Seventh Sister, I think, but Chewbacca is one of them now.
Oh wow!
So
that's awesome.
Full on suit, you know. It's not Peter, but yeah, it's a guy in a suit, but it's Chewbacca.
Yeah.
And Madison's just like she's losing her crap every single time that we need to go down there just for that. Like she will be happy just to hug that giant rug of a animal / human thing. Whatever guy is making $4 an hour to stand in that hot ass suit, will make my daughter's whole life.
Right.
Yeah, she could get Peter Mayhew's autograph, probably not give a crap. But the dude comes up in a suit.
So the actual Chewbacca outside of the suit means nothing. It's just the suit.
She would be excited, but she would not be nearly as excited as if you got Peter in the suit. Gold, absolute gold. She'd love you for forever, dude.
Well, I don't think he's in the next movie. I think it's that other guy now.
Yeah,
probably.
I think so.
Yeah, but yeah,
I totally understand what you're saying, though. I mean, different fandom and everything. When you talk about standing in those long lines and paying the extra money and stuff, I spent another $90 at Cleveland Comic Con a couple of weeks ago to meet Robert Englund. Another huge. As far up as Star Wars is on my list and everything, Nightmare on Elm Street's right there too. So to meet Freddy, I was up there basically drooling on the table in front of the poor guy the entire time. He's trying to have a conversation with me, and I'm like,
right. See, my thing with those really expensive autographs is they specifically tell you, for the ones like Mark Hamill and Carrie Fisher and like the big ones, Anthony Daniels and stuff, that you get up there, you get one picture, you shake their hand or say one thing to them and leave. Like you get like 15 seconds. And I'm like, man, it's cool and all, but I would prefer to be able to talk to somebody. Like I actually talked briefly with, Peter Mayhew, and I talked briefly with, Jake Lloyd. I actually even talked to the guy who played, what the heck is his name? What's it? I'm drawing a blank.
Quinlan Voss?
No, that's a different one.
That's a very different story for a very different time. Yes.
Yeah. That fat dude was still a piece of crap, and I should have ended him. But anyways, no, the guy, he played Walter Donovan in the third Indiana Jones movie, but he was he was the General Veers.
Yes,
he played General Veers in Empire Strikes Back, and I went up and talked to him because I was like, hey, I'm a huge Star Wars fan, obviously, but my dad absolutely loves your character in The Last Crusade, so we talked a little bit about Indiana Jones. So I would prefer to be able to talk to him.
Yeah, they said that at Comic-Con too. They basically wanted to, fish everybody in and out of the line, get your autograph, get the hell out.
Yeah.
And actually Robert was the one that had nothing about it. He's like, everybody that came up there got to stand there and talk to him as long as you or him or whoever saw fit. Like he just carrying conversations about whatever.
I see the
cool.
trade-off though, because when you've got that many people that all want a piece of your time, what else are you going to do besides just herd them on through?
Yeah. But I mean, being in a band and having, it sounds stupid to say I've done autograph sessions, but I mean, at least you guys can both back me up. Back in the Gatlin days when we played the Odeon, we sold it out. There's 1,000 people there. We go back to the merch table. We had to talk to people and sign autographs, for an hour and a half at a time. I'm of the mindset, I'm going to talk to them. I mean, but then again, it might be a little different because those people didn't drop $150 and haven't waited, 10 hours to see you. But
exactly,
I don't know. I just couldn't be one of those people that, autograph picture, smile, next, autograph picture, smile, next. Like,
honestly, the cheaper the autograph is, the more likely they're probably going to talk to you.
Yeah.
Because, again, bringing up Comic-Con again from earlier this year, Chris Hemsworth was there. And it was like a $350 autograph. Ugh. It was like $500 if you wanted your picture with him. And yeah, they were herding people in and out. Like I don't even know if he signed autographs. He might have had a stamp or something, or somebody
right?
somebody signing for him, and he just sat at the table or something. I don't know, but yeah, they were well-oiled machine. Get your autograph. Like, don't even look him in the eyes. Pick up your 8x10 and get the F out.
What does Thor need with Earth money?
Right. You know what would actually kind of piss me off though is the fact that I know this happened with Mark Hamill because I talked to somebody that ran into him. The first year that he was at Celebration, he charged $150 for his autograph, and when people would run into him at a restaurant or something, he wouldn't sign anything. Like, his representation wouldn't allow him to sign an autograph outside of the convention hall where he was being paid for it.
Yeah, because they don't get a cut then.
Well, see, that's crap.
It's part of their agreement.
Well, for me, if I was that guy, I'd be like, F you, I'm signing this person's thing, you're getting paid, and you're getting paid because of me and my autograph. So if you don't like it, shut up or hit the bricks, and I'll get somebody else that doesn't mind that I'm signing somebody's cocktail napkin at Denny's, okay? I could never ever be, big actor guy where unless you're paying me, I'm not giving you an autograph. I don't care what the rules are. I'm the reason that these people are paying for the autograph. That's where you pull the artist thing. Like, I'm the talent. You're the agent. F you. And it's not an ego thing. It's a be cool to everybody who comes up to you. I could not imagine someone just coming up to me at random. Like, let's say I was, somebody famous like on the Mark Hamill level and going, oh no, I can't. I'm not allowed. It's a signature. Who cares?
You got $150 and a ticket to the convention tomorrow?
Yeah, right?
Well, I'll holler at you then, buddy.
Yeah. And think about how many people are at the convention that can't afford that autograph. You're going to make your money no matter what. It's not like somebody's going to find out they paid $150 and all of a sudden demand a refund or something. I mean, there's some people that will, but it's like if you meet them at rant, you know what you're getting into.
You're going out there for free. You're getting put up room and board. You're not paying for that. You're getting paid to be at the convention. You're getting paid uber amounts of money for the autographs. It's like you're not at a loss this weekend. Like you said, if you sign somebody's napkin at Denny's.
Yeah.
And it's not like there's 700 people in a line behind you. If one guy happens to see you at 2:30 in the morning at Denny's and goes, hey, can I get a picture and an autograph on my moons over my hammy napkin here?
Right.
Like, this is what's so great about Celebration, though, because in my personal experience, I haven't waited in those lines like you guys have, but I mean, every celebrity sighting that we've had at Celebration outside of the convention has been nothing but positive.
Yeah, they're super cool.
Ben Burt was cool in the lunch line, and Jake Lloyd was cool at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Logan tried to get Don to go.
He was at the bar.
Yeah.
Right.
Daniel Logan, crazy as he is, turns out he really is kind of a wild one. He tried to get Don to meet him in Chicago the next week after hanging out at the bar all night. The dude who played Quinlan Voss was hanging out.
Yeah, Doug Wagner, something like that.
Yeah, like everybody that we've met outside of the convention itself has always been completely cool. Ray Park being the biggest example of that.
Jeremy Bullock was super nice, even though I interrupted his dinner. I couldn't help it. His wife was pissed. But Jeremy Bullock, I said, I am so sorry to interrupt your dinner. I said it to him. I went to his wife. I'm like, I am so sorry. I know you probably get this all the time, but this is so random. Like, can I just get a quick selfie and then just run on my way? And Jeremy Bullock was laughing. He's like, oh, yeah, don't worry about it.
I'm glad you could pull that off. It's like when you and I bumped into those Browns players at B-Dubs that one night a bunch of years ago. I'm standing there awkward as hell. JT's like, man, I don't want to bother you guys, but, just want to say, well, and I'm just standing there like, no. He says he doesn't want to interrupt your dinner. I really don't. That's why I'm the one standing back here quiet.
Man, see, at Celebration, though, if you run into Boba Fett, you can't not take advantage of that.
Yeah, it's a very minor example, but it's like I went trooping when I got my costume approved for the last Celebration, and I was always afraid of approaching those guys. Like, they're so cool, and you want to talk to them, and you want to shake their hand and get pictures taken, and I was always afraid, thinking like, man, they got to be so sick of that. But then when you're in the suit, you're like, well, that's what you're there for. You're there to have people look at you and talk to you and shake your hand and get pictures. And
you loved it.
Yeah, it was great. It's totally cool.
You go from awkward guy not wanting to ask somebody else to everybody coming up to you because you got the suit on.
Exactly.
Yeah, and they've got to know that too. I mean, they're in Star Wars at a Star Wars convention. It just goes with the territory.
Yeah, and it's...
And it goes back to, like you said, if you're not going to sign autographs and you kind of, like you said, you haven't had any bad experience. Let's just say somebody wanted to be a dick. It's like you just said, you know what you're getting into. You're in Orlando during this week, and during Celebration, and if you're not willing to be cool to the people that are coming up to you, then
don't wear the armor.
Yeah, you shouldn't.
Don't get in costume if you don't expect to get approached.
Shouldn't freaking be there in the first place if you're not going to be cool to the people that are gave you your life pretty much.
Exactly.
But that's the other thing that's awesome is basically it polices itself. Like, if anyone who does come up and this is the Quinlan Voss story. If anyone is a jerk to anyone who is involved with Star Wars in any way, it's not like they have to have their bodyguards handle it or the convention people handle it, because
it's the guy behind you that's going to handle it.
Yeah.
Right. There's that mob mentality in a positive way where it's all family, and if you mess with one of us, you mess with all of us.
So I can't pull those Jake Lloyd jokes if we were actually there.
No.
All right.
No. Dude, I mean, and
not till we get to the hotel room.
Yes.
Not really, no.
Not really, no. Yeah, to make a long story short here, but basically, my buddy who's a Star Wars collector, James, that we go to Celebration with, he was friends with the guy. He had met the guy who played Quinlan Voss, and he, stayed in touch with him. And Quinlan Voss, the guy named Doug, he ended up getting us tickets to these couple private parties. So he was really nice. And then we ended up back at the hotel bar, And he and I were just talking, and it wasn't even, Star Wars. It was just, we were two dudes, and I asked him, I asked him, so do you act in other stuff? And he started telling me about his career and some stuff that was going on in his life, and he had a hard time of it. And so we were just having a really good conversation for like an hour, and then some piece of crap comes up, this total D-bag, and he just totally butts into the conversation, and then he just starts grilling this guy about Star Wars questions. And finally, he hit on some stuff, and Doug was like, well, honestly, dude, that was a really dark period of my life, and I don't really like to talk about it. And this guy actually had the audacity to go, well, you have to talk about it, man. You have to talk about it. That's your duty. That's what you're supposed to do, man. We're the fans. We gave you, Chris. You have to answer our questions like this. And I was like, I turned to him like, whoa, dude, and I was cool to him at first.
What was the exact quote? You owe us an explanation.
Yeah, you owe us an explanation to questions like this. And I was like, dude, he's giving you a human answer, not a robot, I'm a Star Wars actor. He's like, dude, this is something real. It's my life.
It's one of the people that believes Star Wars is real.
Yeah. And I was like, I was in the middle, so I was like, I kind of turned him like, dude, he doesn't really want to talk about it. And this guy was like giving me grief because he was like, I didn't ask you, I asked him.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, dude, and I tried like 3 or 4 times to get this guy to be like, look, just talk about something else. Like, you can tell he doesn't want to discuss it. And, and plus in my mind, I'm like, we were in a good conversation. Well, the dude finally started getting uppity, and then I lipped off to him, and then it escalated. And I damn near got kicked out of the hotel, basically because I hollered at him. And his friend was pulling him away. AJ was pulling me away. And this guy says, I have to admit, this was quick thinking on my part. This was a pretty good one. The guy says, I killed people on 2 continents. What the hell are you going to do? And I said, I'm about to kill one fat on this continent. That's what I'm going to do.
Yeah, that was some pretty quick thinking, actually.
Oh, man. But I mean, it was, like you said, the mob mentality. It's like everyone, because it really is. It's nothing but a positive experience. You don't see fights. You don't see arguments. You never see that. That's literally the only one we've ever seen at Celebration. And it was me and some fat piece of trash just trying to invade one of the actors' personal spaces. So, I mean, that stuff doesn't happen.
The closest thing to an altercation as I've ever had at one of those was apologizing because I ran out of protein bars to share with more people while waiting in line.
Right?
Yeah, like the Fiber One bars. So we'll skip that for another time. But we had boxes of Fiber One bars. You got.
I bet that line smelled great.
Oh yeah, yeah. But you got to take bathroom breaks in those lines because you're queued up for like an hour or two.
Yep.
And you hold each other's spot. You don't worry about cutsies and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Huh.
And that's the closest thing to any civil unrest as I've ever detected is anyone who doesn't realize that person who just cut in front of you was there already and you just didn't see it.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
And I mean, the way we met George and Alex, everyone's going to be like, go figure, was because I was in line. I had brought sandwiches and Doritos.
That's right.
A whole bunch of them because we were waiting in line to see the world premiere of episode 3 in 3D.
3D, that was awesome.
And so I knew it was going to be a several hour wait. So I brought stuff to make sandwiches. I brought like bread, cheese, and turkey. And then I had a couple big bags of Doritos. And we got behind it. We got in line. We were behind these guys. And we were eating. Exactly. And so, no, I was just like, we were eating, and I turned to these guys, I'm like, hey, man, you guys want some chips or something? And, people behind us like, hey, we got chips. And then you just get to talking and, gave people sandwiches and stuff like that. I mean, it was awesome.
It's amazing how little micro communities spring up in the line.
Yeah, they really do. They really do.
After a couple of hours of just hanging out and having nothing to do but talk to strangers, you start forming little clans and whatnot.
Yep.
But it's cool because then
nobody asked you, guy on the other side of the line.
Yeah, listen, Walmart Millennium Falcon shirt. Everybody has that one. You're not original.
Right. It's one of those lines that like zigzags, so like you come across the same people, but then you leave for a little while.
Yes.
Then once you get back around, you're like, you again.
Yeah, that stuff, dude.
Here goes this rat bastard up here with this shirt.
But dude, the stories that come out of it. I mean, like, do you remember when it was the first morning of the convention and we were in line because the line to get in the convention the first morning is really long, and I was waiting in line, and this one girl had baked a ton of cookies, just plain little like shortbread cookies, but they were all in Star Wars shapes. Well, she gave me a Millennium Falcon cookie. And I thought it was the coolest thing, so I put it in my book bag.
And you were like, she wants the D.
No, I was more interested in the cookie itself, like the real cookie.
Of course you were.
I carried that thing around trying not to break it. And finally, midway through Sunday, somebody bumped my book bag and snapped my Millennium Falcon cookie in two. I was so bummed. I was like, I have to get this thing home in one piece. Through like, you know...
it was like the egg baby experiment in science class.
Exactly. I wanted to put it up my wall and go, I got this in line in Orlando, and I got it all the way home. This delicate, like, little shortbread cookie, and I got it all the way from Orlando to Cleveland through airport security on a flight, everything in one piece, and here it is hanging on my wall. And some hateful person just bumped into me and broke my Millennium Falcon cookie.
That was your angry noise.
Although there was those guys that were creepy last year, and they stole my passes.
Yeah, you got to be careful on these things sometimes. My crate with my costume in it was attracting a little too much attention.
Yeah, we had to kick people out of the room. These guys were like, hey, look at this.
Yeah, so you make friends, and you head back to each other's rooms or whatever. You party for a little bit, but apparently you got to be careful about who you ask back to your hotel room. I mean, I never thought that'd be a problem.
Right? That's how you end up that's how you end up in a bathtub with like a incision on your side and
right.
and wake up in some ice. And
I never thought anything bad could happen by meeting a total stranger and inviting them back to your hotel room.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, I have a question. I need an opinion from you guys because, AJ, as you know, I had my badge from Celebration 5, Celebration 6, and then Celebration 7, and I had them all in the same lanyard because it's like a kind of like
badge of honor.
Yeah, you bring all of them. Well, these guys stole my badges. Now, if I go on eBay, because I found you can do this, and I buy a badge for each of the ones that got stolen and put it on there, even though it's not mine, can I still count? There it is. There, and the Droid Hunt badges. Yes.
yeah, the Droid Hunt badges.
I don't know why you're giving me that look. That's your Droid Hunt badge. Why?
Right.
If you're asking if you lose legitimacy for buying those on eBay, no.
Okay, that's
because you've been there.
And they were stolen. It's not like I've misplaced.
Yeah,
them.
You know the struggle. You've been there.
Yeah,
like and it's for you.
Yeah,
you know it's not like you're going to advertise it at the next celebration of like, yeah, I was there, but then it got stolen, and now I got these off eBay. No, you've been there. That's all you have to tell anybody.
Okay, because if I lose credibility,
and I would never even bring it up to anybody, anyways.
Yeah,
all they do is see the things and.
There you go.
I got nervous because I actually carry around all my celebration passes in my bag with me all the time. I just like having them close. But I fished everything out, or what I thought was everything out, and I had Celebration 5 and Celebration 6, and where was Anaheim? I just didn't dig deep enough. Thank God.
Anaheim's the Han Solo one.
That's right.
Oh, that was so cool. Oh, my God. Celebration is the bomb.
And the Access TV wristband from when we got into the cover band show.
We saw on the Sunset Strip at the Whiskey A Go-Go. We saw that Foreigner tribute band. They were awesome.
Yeah. And that's another part of Celebration is all the stories that go on around the convention.
Yeah.
You know, you show up in a town, you got a couple days to kill, you find interesting places to go.
Yep.
So at all times, carry extra battery chargers for your phones and little microphones.
Oh, God. You never have enough.
Yeah, actually that's one of the reasons why I bought an external battery for my phone this past Thanksgiving.
Yeah, we got like 6 of those little things upstairs. Like, dude, yeah, I can go like probably a month without having to recharge my phone in a wall outlet. Dude.
See, I'm gonna need to do that, man, because my phone died all the time. But I never had a battery, and then I got offered one last year when I upgraded my phone. I was like, oh yeah.
As Celebration approaches, we're going to have to devote at least part of an episode to the Star Wars Celebration Survival Guide. Because anyone who's not been there before, you need to prepare properly.
Yes. Well, I think that's about all the time we have for tonight. So, and we were worried we weren't going to have stuff to talk about, and Celebration provided all the content that we needed. Oh, I do want to go over that one thing though.
Confirmation email from the hotel reservation.
Yes. Now let's see if mine's in there.
Go for it. Live update.
Live update. And then I have an announcement of a new Star Wars product that I got that's going to be awesome.
Ooh.
Yes, very cool. All right, let's see. Doggone it, I didn't get one yet.
Well, you never get the emails saying that we're uploading a show either, so.
Man. Oh, well. Anyways, I'm sure it'll come. I have the confirmation number written down for the big one, so check this out. I'll give you this, and then we'll get out of here. Got to go watch the Cavs game. I got an email from my buddy Matt, and it's a press release about a documentary that will be in select theaters on May 6th. So I got to look this up and then see if they're going to... It does say it's coming out on DVD. It's called Elstree 1976. And it says, Elstree 1976 explores the lives of the actors and extras behind one of the most celebrated science fiction films in cinematic history, Star Wars. From the man behind the film's most iconic villain to the actor whose character was completely cut from the final film, the documentary delves into the eccentric community these individuals have formed and how the Star Wars franchise, which spans 5 decades from A New Hope to The Force Awakens, continues to impact their lives decades later. The DVD can be pre-ordered now at the MVD shop or on Amazon. Well, I'm going on Amazon. So yeah, apparently it's all about like it's behind the scenes of making A New Hope in 1976.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah,
It is going to be cool.
There it is. Yeah, look at this. So I'm definitely gonna have to buy that because you know me and my behind the scenes.
Absolutely.
Oh, and the Indians beat the Tigers 4-0.
Hey, it's a great day all the way
Yeah,
around.
look at that.
And I even just got a text. I got a happy birthday, bro. Bro meaning the fact that this is Derek.
Yes.
Our other brother texting me. And also to all of us, also happy Star Wars Geek Day. So even our non-Star Wars geek brother knows that we got something going on.
It's everywhere, man. It's everywhere. All right, well, thanks, everybody.
And tomorrow, Revenge of the 5th.
Oh, that's right. Tomorrow's Revenge of the 5th.
Darn right.
So anyway, thanks everybody for checking out a very impromptu episode. Hopefully we didn't bore you with our droning on and on about Celebration, but if you've been to a Celebration, you'll know why we were droning on and on. And we will be podcasting live.
In some form or another.
Yeah. In 50 weeks, is it?
50 weeks.
Yeah.
We need to look at that podcasting stage and see what kind of credentials you need to get on there.
Oh, I'm submitting for that. If we can podcast live from there, that'd be great. Actually, you know, what'd be really fun, I thought, would be to actually build the podcast up quickly and get it all built up and see if we could actually do a panel about how to do your own podcast. That'd be kind of fun.
That would be awesome.
So, I mean,
the irony is this whole show came about as an idea that started at Star Wars Celebration.
Yeah.
And the goal was to get to podcast at Star Wars Celebration. So if we can actually be 2 for 2 on that, that'd be amazing.
Well, basically our podcast will be a success if we get on the podcasting stage at the next Celebration, because that's really why we did this. We're like, what if we could like do our own podcast at Celebration? So if we are accepted, then it'll be a success. And that's not too bad because it would have been only 2 years it took us from idea to, you know.
And that will be the last show.
Right.
Mic drop.
So,
hey, that's how long it took me to build my ARC Trooper costume. So
there you go. Yeah, we forgot to tell everybody that you do have you are an official member of the 501st Legion.
I am 501st official. That is true.
It's what AR
44216.
AR 44216. So that's why we were talking about trooping and AJ having knowledge. We'll have to talk about that sometime. We'll have to talk about your experience trooping in the 501st and stuff like that. That'd be
yeah. We should get a garrison member or two on the show.
That'd be a good idea. All right, well, we're gonna get out of here and go watch the Cavaliers whoop the hell out of the Atlanta Hawks and go up 2-0 in their series. Hope you guys had fun. Sorry, it's a little silly tonight, but Celebration gets us a little giddy. So, anyways, we will catch you next time. I am your host, JT at Dog Pound Jedi. He's AJ
at Drake Adams 579.
He's Steve
at JSteve1005.
And we will catch you later.
May the 4th be with you.
This bucket of bolts is never gonna get us past that blockade.
This bucket's got a few surprises left in her. Plus me and Chewie are on it. Ain't that right, Chewie?
Hell yeah, you my nerf herder.
You my nerf herder.